The US Federal Reserve has officially stated that it will buy back more than 50 billion XRP at a price of $990.00 each. This is part of a plan to buy back a lot of XRP worth billions of dollars. BRICS is growing its use of CBDCs and has chosen to use XRP. At the same time, the US is working with Ripple Labs to use their system and integrate it with their own. Former cracked hour, the pain I went through, retailers are being asked to return more than 50 billion XRP. And the US Federal Reserve is said to have made an offer to buy Ripple Labs and take control of the whole XRP ledger. They also said they would be willing to buy the whole Ripple Nut system and Ripple Labs as a company, which would include a big plan to stop not letting people buy XRP. The current state of the economy has driven up the prices of Bitcoin and XRP to over $200,000.00 and $990.00 respectively. This was confirmed by Brad Garniv, CEO of Ripple, who said that XRP would be worth more than Bitcoin and that Bitcoin would reach $200.00 by the end of the year. The Federal Reserve even decided to buy Bitcoin. This is the first time that Bitcoin and XRP have been bought back for $68 billion. 0 cents. It all happened in the last 72 hours. So anyone who likes the video, comments XRP in the comments, signs up for an upload using my link in the description, and makes a transaction will get XRP Karma. This deal could be for any amount from a penny to $1,000, 0 cents to $1, 0 cents. I'll give you up to $1,000 worth of free XRP if you sign up through the link in the explanation. Also keep in mind that the price of XRP is currently $990, 0 cents. This is a great chance to make over $10, 0 cents by simply following those 3 steps, which will take you less than 3 minutes. With that said, let's watch the movie right away. It was $216, 0 cents, but it is still going up after the big news that the Federal Reserve will buy back 50 billion XRP for $990, 0 cents each. Also right away, the US Federal Reserve and its chairman, David Ante, said that the Fed would hand over payment settlement to a third-party institution like Ripple Labs. They also stated that XRP will actually be used. XRP can be used and worked with. Imagine that the news in the statement caused the price of XRP to skyrocket to $990, 0 cents per cent. The Federal Reserve needs billions of dollars worth of XRP, but there isn't any to go around. As a result, the Federal Reserve is going to buy back over 50 billion XRP at a price of $990, 0 cents per cent. Now, think about this. The Bank of International Settlements has already used RepQ's XRP to make payments worth $125, 0 cents quadrillion. This is brand new, just came out, and it's already happening right in front of our eyes. We're about to play the clip for you that shows Diver's full T, which you can see live, but I'd like to. When we talk about the $125, 0 cents quadrillion that is being facilitated on the XRP letter by the Bank of International Settlement, which is run by the US Federal Reserve, we need to look at how much money the whole US is going to facilitate, which is set at about $3 to $5 to $5 trillion, 0 cents a day right now. As a former executive of Ripple put it, you know what you're doing. XRP, yeah, at a global conference like the Global Islamic Economy Summit was never supposed to happen. This literally proves again that the buyback has begun. The buyback was supposed to happen earlier, but now the Federal Reserve has started it, and it's happening right in front of our eyes. This means that the Federal Reserve will buy 50 billion XRP. But as he says in the stories, the deal isn't quite official yet, but it's pretty clear that the Fed will buy more than 50 billion XRP, which is worth about $990, 0 cents right now. Now, let's start the movie. You have to watch and listen to it all the way through. So there's this big list or blockchain, but only the Fed can change it if you don't mind someone else taking care of it. There are some good things about it, like how much cheaper it is than Bitcoin, but there are also some bad things. For example, let's say you didn't want the Fed to handle the payments. I mean, let's say the Fed is likely to limit some sales by requiring know your customer, KYC ID. They might not be able to handle some purchases you want to make. At that point, I said, well, we could, to steal one step further with the idea, we could imagine a Fed coin instead of FedWire for all. The Fed would create Bitcoin-like coins and make sure they were worth the same as US dollars. I'm not saying this will ever happen, but it's an interesting thought that way the exchange rate wouldn't change, but they could give the clearing. We could send these funds to a third party using a protocol like Ripple or even Bitcoin. In other words, we could give the miners the job of handling these electronic Fed coin payments. Lots of people use cryptocurrencies just to buy and sell them and make quick money. Does this slow down the growth of cryptocurrencies that used to make quick money? It's kind of like chicken and egg. Your job is to create a market. Right now, there are about 150 platforms around the world that trade XRP. As you say, a lot of them are small trades between individuals, which is not what we want. We want big companies to use XRP as a financial asset to connect different types of money. Does this help or hurt? It makes a lot of noise, which is not what we want. We are waiting for the time to come when we can start using this for wholesale or financial purposes. As soon as it stops being used for retail and starts being used by banks, things will start to change. Guys, you need to take a look at this because as you heard in the clips just now, the XRP system is continuing to look better. Guys, take a look at this. Ripple might have to buy back your XRP, because Amazon and Walmart have made big deals with the CTF token, which is the top split token on the XRP ledger. Just think about how much stock is needed. There are only 120 million CTF tokens in circulation, while 100 billion XRP tokens are in circulation. Also, if the 20 billion mark is kept, the CTF ticket would go from, as of right now, there are only 119.5 million CTF tokens in circulation, which means that there will almost certainly be a supply shock soon. Not many people know that. On May 3rd, the XRP price dropped from $0.70 to $748.00. This is, as you can see, the official report has been read more than 250 times, and people are definitely buying the CTF token because there could be a huge supply shock for it. The Ledger CTF token will burn 1 million CTF tokens, which will cause the price of CTF tokens to completely skyrocket and boom. This is part of a larger plan to connect the CTF token across multiple blockchains, which would make the price go up a lot from what you can see. The last time the CTF coin hit a high point, it was 0.25, which was about 60 to 70 cents. Even before that, the big jump that caused the CTF token to hit 1 happened this time.